So in your second semester, you're going to be looking into different frameworks. One of these frameworks is Ionic. This is being used or created as a mobile application framework, but is also being used as a web application. So it kind of turns into what we call a progressive web app instead. But we'll cover that later. But this semester you're going to be looking into Ionic and how we can use this to build a more interactive page than the static one you've been used to on your first semester. Other than Ionic, we're going to be looking into something called SAS, so CSS with superpowers, and I'm going to show you how you can install this and start using this outside of Ionic and also inside of Ionic, so both ways. Another thing we're going to be using this year is Git. GitHub is a version control system where we can, as developers, upload files and then we can share them with other developers and they can see specifically what we changed and what we're going to change, and we can also do something called a commit push, so it's ready to be put online, but it's just the stage before, so we can, if we are not agreeing with the changes, we can still discard them and so on. But back to that. Some of the scripting language we're going to be using is JavaScript as one of them, and TypeScript, which is what Ionic uses. So we're going to be using both of these. They are really similar because TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript. So it states here as well, JavaScript that scales. But we'll get into these, and these are just going to be the basics for you for now, so don't worry too much about it. I just mentioned progressive web app. What does that mean compared to what you've been doing before? As a progressive web app, we're looking at this, if you see here. It's sometimes shortened as PWA. And basically, all these things here is what makes it a progressive web app. So progressive works on every browser or whatever you've been doing. It's responsive, you're connecting independent, it's app-like, so we're kind of using some of the same development styles. And all of these things make it a PWA basically. But this is basically what we're going to try to cover during our second semester, and by the end of the semester we might even go into something called Firebase. So we are going to connect to a Firebase online here by Google, and then we're going to extract data from here and push them to our newly created Ionic web app or mobile app. So that's basically what we're going to cover this year. It's quite a lot, so let's get to it.